As I said, my today's khutbah is primarily reflection on three janazas that took place last week. One of them might be familiar to many of you as you were engaged in the GoFundMe campaign that was pledged to support the family of this brother who came on the end of the year to Canada to realize that Allah Azza wa Jal have chosen for him to leave the dunya in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, or in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. And the other janazah was also a janazah for a young brother, 23 years old, whose family were traumatized for his death. Not only for the fact that he was still young, but for the fact that his funeral day was supposed to be his wedding day. And the last janazah was for an 83 years old old woman whose janazah was attended by a handful of people who came out in the janazah to help her rest in peace in her final destination and make it on for her. What came to my mind with three janazas I mentioned to you is two verses, or two sets of verses from the Quran. The first one in which the Almighty said at the end of Surah Al-Quran, يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده شيئا ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيء إن وعد الله حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور إن الله عنده علم الساعة وينزل الغيث ويعلم ما في الأرحام ولا تدري نفس ماذا تكسب غدا ولا تدري نفس بأي أرض تموت. يا الله. All mankind, يا أيها الناس اتقوا. Be conscious of your Lord. واخشوا يوما, and be aware, be fearful, be conscious, prepare and work for of a day لا يجزي والد عن ولده. No son, no father, no parent will be in hell for a child. And the reason why Allah Azza wa Jal started by no parent will be good for his or her own son, for the simple fact that our hearts are attached with our children. I don't wish it to happen to any person. The trauma, the mother that lived through the funeral for her 23 years old was so painful that literally everyone in the masjid was crying. Because she's a mother, her heart is attached to her own son. She was watching him growing up a day by day, a minute by minute. She was waiting for this beautiful day where he will be getting married and establishing his own usra. And rather than celebrating his wedding, she mourned his death and his funeral in the same day that she was planning to do his wedding. لا يجزي والد عن ولده شيئا ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا. No parent will be in a benefit or good for a child. Though in this dunya our hearts are attached to our children, though in this dunya we wish to give them our life, and I heard it from so many parents, more specifically mothers, who would say, I wish I can give my life to my own child who is seriously sick so that they can survive, and I will die instead of them. This much we have loved our children. Allah is asking us to be conscious, to be muttaqi, to be mindful of a day where even our own children will not be of any benefit for us. إن الإنسان خلق هلوعا إذا مسه الشر جزوعا وإذا مسه الخير منوعا إلا المصلين. And in the ayah before that, Allah just says, يوم يفر المرء من أبيه وأمه وأخيه وصاحبته وبنيه وفصيلته التي تؤويه ومن في الأرض جميعا ثم ينجيه كلا إنها لظى نزاعة للشوى تدعو من أدبر وتولى. Allah says in another verse in the Quran, Surah Al-Ma'arij, there will be a moment or a time when we wish that we can sacrifice our own parents and our own children, our own spouses, our own family members, our own tribe, and the rest of the people who are on earth, so that we will be saved in this most difficult day in the lifespan that we have. يا أيها الذين آمنوا يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا. And no child will be of a benefit for a parent. And subhanAllah, you will see it in the funerals of the Muslim community, and more specifically this part of the world, where we see children who are so confused when it comes to attending the funeral of their parents. They would come dressed nicely in black suits. They would come with flowers, bouquets of flowers in their hand. And I would say to them, by Allah Azza wa Jalla, if you buy the most expensive bouquets of flowers and you put them inside the coffin or on the top of the ground after the person is dead, by Allah, this is not going to do anything to the deceased person. It's not going to be of any benefit whether you're dressed in black or white, or whether you came dressed in a certain way, or your hair was stylish or not. It's not going to be of any benefit. ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا إن وعد الله حق. The promise of Allah is truthful, is حق. فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا. Do not be deceived by this lowly life. ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور. And do not be fooled by the shaitan who will distract you from Allah Azza wa Jalla. It's very common nowadays, unfortunately, that in funerals, people, whether they do it intentionally or unintentionally, come up with the latest models, vehicles of different styles just to show off. They come up dressed with nice clothing, and I don't know. Where is this coming from? Is the nice Mercedes or the BMW going to provide shafa'ah to the deceased? La wallahi, it's not going to do so. Is the most influential or prestigious person who attend the funeral going to do any benefit to the person who will be lowered in the ground? By Allah Azza wa Jalla, no. Nothing will be beneficial for them. And there comes the ayah from Surah Saba in which the mighty Allah Azza says the following, that struck me so hard after attending these three funerals and seeing how lavish people go to funerals or to the janazah dressed with or driving. And I said, SubhanAllah. Allah Allah the Mighty says, وَمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ بِالَّتِي تُقَرِّبُكُمْ عِنْدَنَا زُلْفَى. But Ya Rabbi, what can be of a benefit for us? إِلَّا مَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ جَزَاءُ الضِّعْفِ بِمَا عَمِلُوا وَهُمْ فِي الْغُرُفَاتِ آمِنُونَ. Allah is saying clearly to us, وَمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ first, your houses that you left behind, your assets in your bank account and your savings and your investments, your SUV, the most beautiful and expensive vehicles that have come out for your funeral, are not going to do anything for you. وَمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ, your money first. وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ, who drop a few tears out of prestigious, out of fear, social fear from people around them that they would not be seen mourning on their parents, or because they have their family members or a friend who have attended. وَمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ بِالَّتِي تُقَرِّبُكُمْ عِنْدَنَا زُلْفَى, will make you come closer to us, will be of benefit for you. What will be benefit for you? إِلَّا مَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا. Iman, follow the amal salih. My brothers, my sisters, the advice is from me, wallahi, for it is for you. Do not wait for anyone, whether it's a spouse, a child, a brother, a friend, to do anything for you when you die. Do not wait for them to do something for you when you are by the grave. Do not expect them to do something for you that will be beneficial for you when you're 7 feet under the ground. Though attending funerals as the Prophet ﷺ and 40 people making istighfar for the deceased and following the janazah and making dua by the grave are extremely helpful for the person who have left this dunya. But the fact that 3 things will be following the janazah: your wealth, your family members, and your amal. 2 will make their way back, especially when it's cold outside, when it's freezing, or when it's extremely snowing or raining. The most your family members will be able to tolerate is to spend 10 to 15 minutes by your grave after dying. You'll be lucky if your friends are able to take an hour away from their work so that they're able to attend your funeral. But eventually, they will keep looking at their watch and then quickly withdraw and leave so they can go back to their own life and their work. You'll be lucky if your children will still remember you for a few more days, weeks, months. But then after that, they will occasionally be making dua for you of maghfirah while you're resting in your grave. Make sure that when your wealth go back, your children and family members will be going back to their own life. Make sure that the one will be staying with you, which your amal salih will be of a benefit for you. Will be there for you to entertain you. Will be there for you to comfort you. Will be strong enough and pleasing enough for you to be able to have the comfort in the most harsh and difficult surroundings in the eyes of those who are alive. None of us like to spend a long time in the graveyards. No one of us will be like left alone under the ground. What you see is only what you experience what you interpret from your experience in life. But in reality, 7 feet underground in cemeteries is one of 2. It could be a spot of Al-Jannah, where the grave, the tiny grave, will be expanded for the deceased as far as they can see. And they will be resting in comfort, will be surrounded by their a'mal salihat of salah, of siyam, of sadaqah, of birr al-walidain, of salat al-arham, of qira'at al-Quran, of all the good deeds that they have strived for in their life, and they will be resting. And the time they rest in their grave will be so short relatively that it will be as similar to the time they spend when they sleep between Dhuhr and Asr. Because time is conceptual. Our concept of time is relative. So it is for those who are living the dunya and living under the ground. Or the grave, wal-'iyadhu billah, could be a very painful experience. Will be a spot of the hellfire, wal-'iyadhu billah. The angels of adab, determined, will be there to make it very painful for the person who's resting or laying in his grave or her grave. And they would wish not that the sa'ah, the hour, will come, because they know what is coming after that is even worse what they are in. In conclusion, my brothers and sisters, وَمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ بِالَّتِي تُقَرِّبُكُمْ عِنْدَنَا زُلْفَىٰ إِلَّا مَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ جَزَاءُ الضِّعْفِ بِمَا عَمَلُوا. Allah will multiply your rewards. وَهُمْ فِي الْغُرُفَاتِ آمِنُونَ. And they will be resting in the hereafter in al-ghurufat, one of the highest stages of al-Jannah. As Allah Azza wa described Ibad al-Rahman, وَفِي الْغُرُفَاتِ هُمْ آمِنُونَ. May Allah Azza wa Jalla Almighty help us to be from those who will be serious in their life, will be focused, will not be distracted, and will be putting this day ahead of them always. Life is an investment. Your children, your family members, your wealth is one of the two. They could be paying for you in the dunya and paying for you in the akhirah. They could be pleasing for you in the dunya and will be also pleasing for you in the akhirah. Make sure that when you work hard in this dunya, your intention is to forward for your real life. وَتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ, and be conscious of your Lord. Do not wait for others to do something on your behalf after you die. Make sure that you not only write your wasiyah, that this will be done for me after I leave. If possible, do it for yourself before you leave the dunya. Build a masjid on behalf of yourself or on behalf of your family members who have lived this dunya. Do it. Don't wait for others to do it. Don't write it in your wasiyah, because you never know if those who are alive after you will do it or not. Chances they can change their mind. The law will not be enforcing them. Do it yourself. Do the things that you wish to happen for you after your death by yourself while you're still alive, so you will be happy when you leave the dunya. وَمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ الَّتِي تُقَرِّبُكُمْ عِنْدَنَا زُلْفَىٰ إِلَّا مَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ جَزَاءُ الضِّعْفِ بِمَا عَمِلُوا وَهُمْ فِي الْغُرُفَاتِ آمِنُونَ. And 2 verses after that, Allah says, Allah says, إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ وأقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فيفوز المستغفرين. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا وسيئات اعمالنا، من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. الله يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر له، وما أنفقتم من خير فهو يخلفه وهو خير الرازقين. two verses after the verse I recited to you, Allah says, Allah يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر له وما أنفقتم من خير فهو يخلفه وهو خير الرازقين. As if Allah is saying to you, spend in this dunya while you're still alive, so that Allah will replace you better than what you have spent, and Allah is the best of the providers. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك له على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم إنا عبيدك أبناء عبيدك أبناء إيمانك نواصلك يا رب بيدك ماض يا رب فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك. نسألك اللهم بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أن تذكر في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك بأن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل جلاله بهمومنا وأحزاننا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اجعلنا ممن آمن وعمل صالحا يا رب. اللهم اجعل جزاءنا الضعف واجعل مآواه الغرفات فإنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربي أوزعنا شفاعتك التي أنعمت علينا وعلى والدي يا رب وأعمل صالحا ترضاه وأصلح لي في ذريتي إني تبت إليك وإنني من المسلمين. اللهم اجعل أجمل وأحلى أيامنا يوم نلقاك. اللهم اكتب لنا قبل الموت توبة. اللهم من علينا عند الموت شهادة نرضيك بها عنا نلقاك وأنت عنا راض. ارحمنا عند الموت، ارحمنا بعد الموت، ارحمنا في القبر، ارحمنا عند البعث والنشور، واجعلنا ممن تظلهم في ظلك يوم لا ظل فيه إلا ظلك. اجعلنا ممن يتصدقون صدقة فلا تعلم شمائلهم ما أنفقت أيمانهم. اجعلنا ممن يذكرونك في جوف الليل فتفيض أعينهم من خشيتك والشوق إليك. اجعلنا ممن قلوبهم معلقة في بيوتك. اجعلنا من المتحابين في جلالك. أحسن ختامنا فإنك على كل شيء قدير. واغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولجميع المسلمين فإنك على كل شيء قدير. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وأقم الصلاة.
No.